Today, we have a clear example of the mainstream media twisting words and facts to fit their narrative. At the last White House press briefing, April Ryan asked a question in which she assumed what Sarah Sanders was thinking, to which Sarah Sanders replied, and I quote, "With all due respect, you actually don't know much about me in terms of what I feel and what I don't." April Ryan later went on CNN and twisted this quote and said, "She went straight to me to say you don't know me. In certain sectors of this nation, people understand what you don't know me means. It is very street and leads to a fight, a physical fight." And this is true. In some certain sectors of the country, this would lead to a fight if you say you don't know me. But the fact is, she can say anything like that. There is not one part of this country where, with all due respect, you actually don't know much about me in terms of what I feel and what I don't, where that would lead to a fight. Unless, of course, the person receiving these words would actually twist the words into what they want them to be and actually want to fight. My point is, this is what these globalist mainstream media propagandist hacks do. They twist words to fit their narrative. They also do this to facts. And unfortunately, the mainstream media's audience, especially on CNN, are either too dumb to pick up on these, or they have been brainwashed, or they just want to hear the news they want to hear. And this is a clear example of how the mainstream media operates. And it is pathetic. The good news is that this is an obvious example of twisting words and facts. And if the audience has any semblance of free thought and intelligence, they would easily pick up on this. These are things that red-pilled people see plainly. This is exactly an example of what I talk about when I say red-pilled people see the news differently. Once you take the red pill and you watch this kind of crap, you pick up on these things like that. And that's what makes watching the mainstream media very, very frustrating. She, like the left, makes herself the victim here. That's what they do. And they should all be embarrassed of themselves. The real question is why? Why would they do this? Why would April Ryan and the mainstream media twist Sarah Sanders' words around? They do this to words and they do this for facts simply because they want to push a certain narrative. They want to make Sarah Sanders and indirectly Donald Trump look bad any chance they can. Lies, twists, they don't care. The most ironic thing about this whole event was the press conference was supposed to be about real journalists who were victims of a suicide bomber and lost their lives. But what CNN and April Ryan came away from it with was they were the victims. Really? Really? I think April Ryan should lose her White House press pass over this. I really do. Intentionally twisting facts into a lie to make yourself a victim should definitely be a fireable offense for a journalist. Not to mention, She doesn't represent CNN in the White House press pool. She represents American urban radio networks. So she gets paid extra to go on to CNN. To me, that makes this whole event even more sinister. The mainstream media, including Lyin April Ryan, are dividing our country to enrich themselves. Shame. Shame on them.